Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Iqbal with name 216121175. I'm from English class 3G. Today I'm here to explain about English language teaching in Indonesia. The first point I will explain is about the history of English in Indonesia from the colonial Dutch for now. English has been taught in Indonesia since the era of Dutch colonial period. However, the access to education for the locals was very rare. The Dutch policy in establishing education in Indonesia is exclusively for themselves and some of the important local officials. English was first taught to Indonesians in 1914 when junior high schools were established. After gaining independence from Dutch in August 1945, the government of Indonesia started to surface their concern regarding language policy. It was clearly from the initial stage of establishing independence of the country. Bahasa Indonesia has been chosen as the national language when the youth representation from different regions of Indonesia committed to the Sumpah Pemuda or Youth Pledge in October 1928. Therefore, the Indonesian Constitution of 1945 Verse 36 codified Bahasa Indonesia as the official language, abandoned the language of the former colonialists, the Dutch. There were talks to take English as the second language at that time due to comparing with the neighboring countries that inherit English from their colonialists such as Malaysia, Singapore, and the Philippines. Darjo Wijoyo pointed out that the idea was not feasible because Indonesia has not been the colony of either British or America, and thus Indonesia never had any establishment upon using English in official or public settings. Therefore, by that time onward, English was recognized as the first foreign language of the country and used as means for international communication, to access scientific knowledge and new technologies, as a lexical resource for the development and modernization of Indonesia, and as a way to get to know and learn about the native speakers, their language, culture, literature, or expanding one's intellectual horizon. The second point is about English as the first foreign language of Indonesia. Although English was not deliberately introduced to Indonesian society as a second language, most of Indonesians today would argue that English is perceived as the most important other language. Considering that most of Indonesian population is Muslims, therefore the need of learning Arabic is inevitably compulsory due to requirement of of the prayer and reciting of the Quran and other Islamic texts. However, this has been seconded by most of Muslim Indonesia and placed the need to learn English above Arabic, maybe other foreign languages as well. Nevertheless, the variant of English in Indonesia as an EFL or English as foreign language is not Indo-normative and has no official status. Therefore, remain dependent on the norm set by ENL or English as native language speakers from the inner circle. So the last point about the scene of English in Indonesia. The scene of English in Indonesia is somewhat tied closely with paradigm of English as global language rather than as the paradigm of world English. Many could argue that the world English framework has consistently avoided the broader political implication of the global spread of English and placed nationalism at its core. The context of Indonesian language policy in education, choosing English as their first foreign language is a clear indicator of the purpose of globalization. Komaria note that the Indonesian government instructed in 1989 law with Chapter 9 Section 39 verse 3 as the first foreign language and thus instructed to be taught starting at the secondary level as a compulsory subject in the basic curriculum, but allows to be taught as the fourth grade of primary level, state in Government Regulation Number 28, 1990. The policy that the Indonesian government makes is in the right direction, as English will continue to be used as the language medium of globalization. So I think that's all from me. Thank you for attention, sir, and I'm sorry if I take some big mistake or something else. I'm so sorry. Thank you for attention, sir. Billahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.